In this video, I will be discussing with you guys why you should always use the latest version of WordPress. Before we start the discussion above, some of you may asking that, what is WordPress? So, please allow me to explain to you guys what actually WordPress is. What is WordPress? So, WordPress is a free open source website creation platform. On a more technical level, WordPress is a content management system which written in PHP and MySQL database. For the current trend, WordPress is the easiest and most powerful blogging and website builder. WordPress is an excellent website platform for a variety of websites. From blogging to e-commerce to business and portfolio website, WordPress is a versatile CMS. Now, you may have some idea on what actually WordPress is. Next, I'm gonna continue talk about why you should always use the latest version of WordPress. As we know, WordPress is free and it is developed by a community of developers. With each new release, they fix bugs, add new features, and improve the performance, and enhance existing features to stay up to date with new industry standards. So, in the other words, when you do not update your WordPress site, you are risking your website security and missing out on new features or improvements. Let's have a look for the security. Security is the most important reason why you should always keep your WordPress website up to date. WordPress powers more than 30% of all websites in the world. Due to its popularity, WordPress is a more common target for hackers, malicious code distributors, data thieves, and hackers. Since WordPress is open source, anyone can study the source code to learn and improve it. However, it also means that hackers can study it too and find ways to break into websites. Now, the good part is that not all hackers are bad. There are a lot of more good hackers than bad ones, which means that security experts around the world can study the codes and properly report security bugs or fixes. Every time a security vulnerability is reported, the core WordPress team works diligently to release an update that fixes the issues. This means that if you are not using the latest version of WordPress, then you are using software with unknown security vulnerabilities. Hackers can search for websites running the older version, and you may become a victim of sophisticated attack. Not just WordPress itself. Plugins can also be exploited by hackers. You need to make sure that all of your WordPress plugins, themes, and the core itself is always up to date. Followed by next, I want to talk about cool new features. Each major WordPress release comes with new features and changes to the software. For example, WordPress 5.0 introduced the blog editor. WordPress 5.3 included accessibility and UI improvements, and WordPress 5.4 came with the new blogs and improvements to the blog editor. Now, if you were using an older version of WordPress, then your WordPress experience would be a lot different than someone using the latest version. You will have trouble finding WordPress help online because you are using an older version. Users on WordPress support forums will assume that you are using the latest version of WordPress. Furthermore, I want to explain about speed. WordPress developers are always trying to make things faster. Each new release comes with several performance improvements that make sure that WordPress will run faster and more efficient. For example, WordPress 4.2 improved JS performance for navigation menus, and WordPress 4.1 improved complex queries which help with performance of sites and using those queries. Since speed is a huge factor in SEO, you should definitely keep your WordPress updated to ensure maximum performance benefits. Followed by next, I want to talk about bug fix. Despite the rigorous testing of major releases, sometimes WordPress bugs may slip through the cracks. That's why there are timely minor WordPress releases to account for that. For example, the most recent WordPress 4.2.3 updated fixed 20 bugs from the release of 4.2. Now, if you go to the WordPress support forums asking for help, the first advice you will get is to update your WordPress because that may fix the issue. If you insist on not updating WordPress, then you will not able to receive for help. Lastly, I want to talk about compatibility. Often plugins and themes developers coordinate their updates with major WordPress releases to ensure they are taking advantage of newly available features and enhancements. However, in some cases, an update can break your existing WordPress plugins if they won't follow the best practices and coding standards. This is why it is crucial that you keep regular WordPress backups. As a conclusion, why we need to always update the WordPress is that to improve the WordPress security, to cool new WordPress features, faster WordPress experience, a bug-free WordPress website, and better the compatibility. After explaining why you should always use the latest version of WordPress, now I'm gonna show you how to update the WordPress and plugins for the system. So basically, I will separate it into 3 categories. The first category will be core updates, and second will be plugins, and the last one will be themes. So let's get started. At first, this is the dashboard page that we came in, and then you will see an updates button here on the top left corner, and then click it. After click this update button menu, and then it will redirect us to the update page. For the first category, you need to see at here an update version of WordPress is available, and then you click this update now button and then update the version of WordPress. Make sure that the WordPress version is always updated. For the next category will be plugins. User able to select the plugins that they needed, and then after that click the update button plugins to update the plugins. Next category will be themes. User also able to select the themes that they needed and then update the themes. Make sure that the themes and then the plugins and then the core updates is always updated. As a conclusion, you need to make sure that the core updates is always updated. Next, the plugins, user able to update all the plugins. And then for the last one will be themes. User also able to choose the themes that they needed and then updated. That's all for the video. Thank you for watching.